It is February 11th and we are live for the launch of Proximity version 1 Mission 1 Slick 3E. Thank you for joining us today as we launch the second AurigaMAX Block 2 vehicle to orbit. Propellant loading is nearly complete at this time and there is only one minor GSE issue that the team is working on. Proximity is a satellite network contracted and operated by DAXT. This is the first mission of many that we have scheduled for the Proximity project, which should all launch this year. This launch will be targeting a 120-kilometer circular orbit for deployment, but the satellite is able to perform necessary adjustments under its own power. Due to this particular satellite's high mass, we will not be able to recover the first stage of our launch vehicle today. We do plan for our next mission to feature a landing attempt by returning the booster to the launch site. Right now you can see the bottom of the AurigaMAX rocket. This section houses 3 AX2 engines which provide the first stage with thrust until about 40 km in the atmosphere. The first stage will shut down in an event called Main Engine Cutoff or MECO, which is followed by stage separation. The second stage will clear the booster and then ignite its AX2U engine, which is derived from the sea-level variant, but has a larger nozzle to be more efficient in a vacuum. The payload fairing will separate once we leave the atmosphere and it'll expose Proximity Mission 1's payload to space. The second stage engine will
Hold. Boarding the launch auto.
Booster is no-go until we finish lock stopping.
We have entered an unplanned hold, but we don't expect it to last long as it should only be about a minute delay.
Mark.
The countdown hold has been released and you can see the strong back swinging away. Let's take a look at the static fire we completed yesterday to validate the first stage engine performance. That strong back retraction is nearly complete, and the next item to be completed will be vehicle startup.
Vehicles in auto idle. Vehicles in startup.
That call-out means the vehicle is in startup mode, and ground controllers are no longer commanding the vehicle's computer program. I'll return with commentary once our second AurigaMAX Block 2 vehicle lifts off on its way to orbit for Mission 30.
Locks and recirculate. Anti-gathering is disabled.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff.
Through the tower.
Performance nominal.
AurigaMAX Block 2 Rocket 2 is nearing main engine cutoff on mission 30. After that will be second stage AX2U engine ignition, followed by fairing separation, which will expose the proximity satellite to space.
Acquisition of signal.
Following stage and fairing separation, the vehicle will set its apogee and then coast up to that point before relighting the engine to raise the perigee above that. Another coast phase will follow before starting the engine again to circularize the orbit for deployment.
MECO confirmed.
Stage separation successful.
Stage 2 ignition confirmed.
Our second stage is now powering itself to orbit. Next up is fairing separation.
Fairing jettison succeeded.
And there goes the fairing. You can see the proximity satellite that is now exposed to space. The vehicle is already approaching second engine cutoff 1. So we'll put on some music as we wait for the completion of the coast phase and second engine start 2, and we'll continue until circularization.
Acquisition of signal.
And now we have begun that coast phase up to our current apogee. See you then for the relight. That second stage engine is now performing a very short burn before we continue the unpowered coast phase towards the circularization and deployment for our customer DAXT, and now that burn has been completed successfully. expect to enter a brief blackout period, so we will have no telemetry or video. We apologize as our ground station is undergoing maintenance. The feed will be brought back once we regain connection. Hello everyone, we have regained live video connection and we are approaching the third engine burn and deployment of our satellite. Once the vehicle marker passes the apogee dot, the burn should begin, followed shortly by separation. The burn should have happened by now, but no change in orbit had been observed. Flight controllers are currently assessing the situation. Unfortunately, this mission is not 100% successful and will end with a partial failure, meaning we reached orbit, but not the intended one. We apologize to our customer, but we will quickly be on the investigation and be back with the next orbital launch. Thank you all for joining us and we'll see you next mission.